So by now you've heard the news, Adobe just acquired Figma. The giant that many of us try to leave behind has swallowed our favorite design tool. The rebels just joined the empire. What will happen next, and what does this mean for us designers? To be honest, we could have anticipated this step by just paying more attention to the signs, like Figma opening up offices in cities like Paris, Berlin or Tokyo just earlier this year. Which is a typical step that companies do to build acquisition mass before a potential merger. Or when I ask them about if they're planning any Photoshop-like features in the near future, they send me this email. Unfortunately, we can't discuss any upcoming features or NDA-related topics. And $20 billion is a lot of money. You could get half a Twitter for that, or almost a whole WhatsApp, just to compare some popular mergers. It's actually Adobe's biggest merger ever, or biggest acquisition ever, since they bought Macromedia back in 2005. Back then they spent $3.4 billion, which in today's money would be something around $5.2 billion. But still, this is only a fraction of what they are spending for Figma. So to find out what's next, let's time travel back to 2005 and look at what has happened in the Macromedia merger. Back in 2005, Adobe owned the print process with PostScript, PDF, InDesign, Illustrator, Photoshop. It was all about DTP for them. Macromedia, on the other hand, was really great at creating digital experiences with tools like Freehand for illustration, or Fireworks for digital product design, or Flash for Flash content. After the Adobe Macromedia merger, Flash was integrated into the Creative Suite, which today is the Creative Cloud. Freehand's most popular features went into Illustrator and made Illustrator more powerful as an illustration tool, while Fireworks, the go-to tool for creating digital design like website design, simply was discontinued. So Adobe has a great history in keeping a clean design tool portfolio. Which brings us to the question, what about Adobe XD? Adobe XD and Figma essentially have the same audience. They compete for the same audience. They have very similar features. They try to solve the same problem. But what will happen when Figma becomes a part of the Adobe family? Can Figma and XD coexist in the same space, or will they eventually be merged? Will they take the most popular features of one of the tools and put them into the other tool? Or will they simply discontinue one of the tools? Will they pull a Freehand or a Fireworks? In their press release, Adobe stated that Figma will live on as an independent design tool, but it seems that nobody is too confident about that or really believes that statement on the long run. Which brings us to the biggest difference between the Figma merger and the Macromedia merger back in 2005. What Figma has today, what Macromedia back in 2005 didn't have, and what also Adobe XD does not have, is a community. I'm not talking about people just using the product or buying the merch or just being fans of the product, but people actually shaping the product, giving meaningful feedback, building plugins, building templates, building the assets that makes Figma such a powerful tool it is today. What should we designers be doing now? Should we all switch to Sketch as some of the memes suggest? Well, maybe not. So what does this mean for us designers? Will Figma actually get much more Adobe-like? It's unlikely for now, but do we need to switch? Should we go to Sketch? Well, also here, maybe not. However, it's important that we don't get too attached to the tools we have. The best design tools don't live in our browser. The best design tools don't live in our MacBooks. The best design tool that you have lives right here. It's your mind, your experiences, your knowledge, and your cultural background that make your designs informed and unique as they are. What you have up here is what no Figma, no Photoshop, no Sketch, no XD can do better. No AI can do that better. It's about you. It's about your experiences and you as a designer. Don't forget that.